It's fantastic. Now, you have some crazy convention stories to tell.
Yes, I do. I have many.
Oh, it's so
What one
many.
sticks out to you the most?
The traffic cone incident.
Oh God.
This actually happened a couple of years ago at Colossal Con. It was Thursday night before the convention, and they were getting the video machines loaded with all the videos, and there's like kind of a general staff meeting going on. People were hungry. So I volunteered to go get food. I don't drive. So I find a merry band of minions to go with me to get said food. Familiar with White Castle? Okay. For those not familiar with White Castle, little teeny tiny burgers that are steamed that give you diarrhea. This is what we craved at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Sliders.
Yeah, they're delicious. So myself and 3 other gentlemen go off in a very big white rape van to White Castle at 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, we call ourselves the minority. We're comprised of a Pole, an Asian, a Jew, and a fascist Nazi. The Nazi's driving. So we barrel down the highway looking for the White Castle. We were told to take like exit number 8 off State Route 420 or 360 or something like that, and there will be the White Castle. So we drive. And we're cruising along the highway at 95 miles an hour, going past all these construction barrels, and we're kind of like, there's no one else on the roads. And we keep on going, and we keep on going, and we keep on going, and 45 minutes later, we're at Lake Erie. And we're really confused, because we're really not close to the lake. We were more like an hour south of the lake, so we made it there in pretty decent time. So we're like, well, while we're at the lake, we're gonna take a restroom break. So we get out, we do our business, we urinate all over the place, and we get back in the van. And we desperately try to get on the phone to talk with the con chair to get directions to this White Castle, because we have no clue how we missed it. And so he's on the computer typing away, frankly trying to give us directions as we're driving down the interstate. We're blasting the Pokemon soundtrack at full volume, just cruising along. And he's like, all right guys, take exit number 8. We're like, okay, exit number 8. And exit number 8 comes up. And it's State Route 42. And it made sense to us. The Douglas Adams reference was not lost on the car ride of idiots. Now, once we established where the White Castle was, the gentleman I was in the vehicle with decided to start drinking copious amounts of alcohol, conveniently concealed in Gatorade containers. It's the electrolytes, really. So, it's a good time. We're committing a decent amount of felonies, and we find a White Castle. We pull into the drive-thru. We place our order. They're very irate, because we order 50 sliders. Then we order 50 sliders with cheese, and then we order 50 chicken sliders. And they're like, it's gonna be a wait. We're like, this is okay. So we pull up and wait, and we all kind of just casually singing out there, listening to the Pokemon soundtrack, having a few drinks, and we casually look over to the right-hand side of the van, and we're like, oh, 25-cent peep shows. Let's go. So we leave the van in the drive-thru at White Castle and go next door to the porn store that has 25-cent peep shows. We're like, I'm curious, do we have 25 cents? And we're scrounging around like, I have a nickel, I have a dime. We managed to get 25 cents. So we crammed the 4 of us into a peep show booth, put in our 25 cents, and to wait with anticipation. And we're all excited, and the little screen goes up, and a really, 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 really large woman comes out. And we're like, ah, no, I'm blind! Freak out, freak out, freak out, bolt. Get back to the van. Our sliders are ready. So we pile the sliders in, which it came to $125 worth of sliders. And like, okay.
That's a feat.
Yeah, here's my money. And we start heading back. And we're taking a little bit more casually. We're only going 75 this time. And we're like, you know what would be cool? If we called the con chair and told him that, hey, dude, we got pulled over and arrested, and we're gonna be in jail for the rest of the weekend. Now, the people I'm in the vehicle with, I'm a guest. We have our head of operations, we have our head of guest relations, and we have one of our guys who's running like 12 hours worth of programming. So if the 4 of us were arrested, the con would probably self-destruct. We thought it would be funny.
It would implode,
yeah.
actually.
So we call, and we tell him like, oh God, Mike got pulled over and he decked the cop because he was drunk, and Jay went screaming towards the lake and no one knows where he is, and Norm's passed out. We think he might be dead. I think we had too much alcohol, and oh my God, we're just not gonna be able to make it. And apparently the con chair dropped the phone and started sobbing. So eventually we did make it back to the hotel, but right when we took our exit, we're waiting at a red light, and we're like, we should get a traffic cone. We're looking at him like, yeah, we should totally get a traffic cone. Now we're stopped at a red light looking at traffic cones. We don't actually try to grab a traffic cone till we pull out of the exit at 75 miles an hour. We jury rig the very large Polish gentleman, myself and the Asian holding on to him as the fascist Nazi drives, as we wheel around the corner and he lunges out, grabs the traffic cone, pulls it inside, we slam the door, make it to the parking lot. And the first thing we carry into the hotel is the traffic cone. And that traffic cone got passed down to some attendee a couple years ago. Like, we all signed it, and it's like their favorite, most prized possession. So that is the con story that most stands out for me after all these years. It's a good time. This is my first time ever having my anecdotes documented for posterity.